Well, this is just something, isn't it? Unbelievable how freaking desperate some teams can be to get sponsored drivers. Well, good news is the 18 car isn't going to be an all-star car in Xfinity. Bad news is there's going to be another car, and JGR's got 4 cars. And the ugly news is who's driving the 18? Riley Herbst is driving the 18. Why? Riley Herbst might be like the worst driver I've ever seen in NASCAR. And I'm not kidding. I know people are like, oh, Brandon Jones is the worst driver. Yeah, well, look what Brandon Jones did in ARCA. He did pretty good, all right? He got what? The 5 wins across 23 starts. He didn't even have a single full season. Now, Riley Herbst, he's driving similar equipment. He's driving Gibbs. I don't know what Gibbs is doing in ARCA. And people complain enough about, like, cup teams and, like, in, like, the lower series. He's done 47 races, and he's only gotten 1 single win. 1 win! And they're signing him to run full time. What? Do they want a freaking wrecked race car every race? Because that's what Riley Herbst is good at doing. I mean, I saw him wreck at Michigan this year in practice. He wrecked in practice. Like, holy cow. And this guy's not even like a likable guy either. There's a reason why his nickname is pretty much a douchebag, because of that interview. I mean, freaking pay driver, worst pay driver, when his pay driver's sponsor name is Terrible Herbst. And it's the most fitting sponsor because it's also a perfect nickname for him because he's a terrible driver. I mean, really? Could Joe Gibbs not find any other driver? Austin Terrio, he doesn't have a ride. I'm sure Joe Gibbs could, if they really tried, get some sponsorship. They could move up Todd Gilliland, though he's probably not even returning the KBM for some reason. There's who else? They wanted to rush up Tyler Ankrum, which I sure hope they wouldn't do. I would hope they not rush Ankrum. But yeah, they could go back to like one of their old prospects that they had that did good that they kicked to the road. Drew Herring, anyone? Hello. Or how about this one? Daniel Hemrick. He doesn't have a ride for next year. Why don't you put him back in a freaking car? Okay, granted, he was at Childress. But of all the people, freaking Riley freaking Herbst. Why? What? There is no point. There is no point. There's a reason why Ty Gibbs is probably going full-time in the ARCA next year, because instead of splitting with Herbst, because Gibbs is actually a good driver. Jesus. Freaking Riley Herbst. How low can people sink? Riley Herbst is going to be full-time. Jeffrey Earnhardt would be better. I mean, at least they have Harrison Burton. At least Brandon Jones actually can win multiple ARCA races and can win an Xfinity race. What about Austin Hill? Surely Austin Hill would be a better shot. He brings sponsorship. He's a decent driver. He can win races. Multiple of them. I'm surprised. But no, we got to go with Riley Herbst. Yeah. Well, I'm going to say this. I hope to God that team crashes and burns. Oh my God. If somehow Herbst misses the chase, that would be glorious. I think there would be a lot of people. And it'd be vindication for all those people who say Brandon Jones is a worse driver. You know, I just gave you some pretty good statistical evidence as to how Brandon Jones is so much better of a driver. But no. You know, yeah, there's so many people that they could have chosen. They could have chosen Hinchcliffe, who got bumped again. This time not for the race, but from his team. Oh, that's a callback to 2018. Hinchcliffe got bumped by McLaren. And now they want to pay him $500,000 just to make appearances but not actually drive. It's like, what the heck? But that's a topic for like a different video. You know, one not involving freaking Riley talentless Herbst. Why the fuck is Riley Herbst going full-time in Xfinity? Jesus, is it dandruff and stuff flying off? My goodness, I do need, it's been a couple days. I didn't take a shower yesterday, so I'm gonna, yeah, hopefully I can cool off and do something, you know. It's not stressful. So, yeah, there you go. I really don't know how to end this, except that there's literally the worst choice. Freaking, you could tear off the pinky finger. I mean, I've never driven a race car. You could probably rip off a piece of skin from, you know, one of my fingers, like right there. There's a kind of skin. Here. There's a little bit of skin I just pulled off that was loose. You see that hanging off? There's more talent in that little freaking piece of skin than in Riley Herbst's entire body. That's all. I thank you for watching. If you've watched this far, I hope you have. Probably haven't, but see you whenever my next video is.